So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, my time. How was it going? Sorry for being late for this session. It should be started on the previous Saturday, but in this weekend I was a little bit busy, so this is why I've started it today. We still have just a few parts in the API, and it's going to be done. In the previous video, we have implemented some really cool stuff, and today we're gonna complete what we have left from the previous one. So thanks again for joining. And what we are going to do basically in this session, we will continue what we have left off, starting with the okay. Sorry, we are back, but a little disruption in the connection. So we will complete as I've said, we will complete in the edit and remove and get the list of all the videos available. And within the session, we are going to implement also AutoMapper. So in this case, we are going to map the objects using AutoMapper instead of the way that I've implemented it in the playlists. We are going to see all of that in this session. Like hopefully, we are going to have time to implement all of this. So I think we don't have that big number of viewers, but yeah, we can go ahead while you're watching and available. So right now, I'm going to move back to Visual Studio, and here I have all the stuff we have implemented in the previous session. We have implemented this nice function here that goes ahead and creates a new video. In the previous one, we had a little issue here with hard-coded the URL of the API, which is, I've said, like, this one is something wrong. We have to implement it in a different way to make it dynamic. So I have tried to use the iHost variable, and it wasn't there. So basically, the best way to do that is using the HTTP context, reading and getting the host. Or I have another way, which is it's also good and great, better than using the HTTP context. I'm going to implement it now before we proceed with any other thing. So first, I'm going to go to the app settings.json, and here I'm going to add a new variable. And this variable, I'm going to call it API URL. So I'm going to put the URL here of the API at this. So this is the app settings.json, the one that's going to be used in the production. And if we open up this one, we are going to add another one, API URL. So this one is going to be used for the environment development, in the development environment, sorry, and this one will be used in the production. So maybe you can leave this one empty, or when we upload it online, we have to change this value to make it of the new URL that we have for our API that's going to be available online. So this is the first step. Right now, I'm going to go to the second project, and I will create a new set of options, class, and I will call this one environ options, just like this. And for now, we will have basically just one API URL. So this one property for now. Maybe we will have many properties will coming on, but for now we have only this one. So I will save it. Then I will go back to the startup.cs. And then what I'm going to do here is basically the same way I did for getting the identity options, I'm going to do for environment options. So I'm going to use API scoped, add scoped, sorry, service provider, that, and then I would say return environment options. And for now, it will have only one property. It's going to be the API URL. So I'm going to bring it from the configuration called API URL, just like this. So when I'm on the development machine, it's going to be populated with the app settings, with this one. And in the production environment, it's going to be populated in this one. We're going to change it once we upload the API or we deploy it to make it available online. So we have this right now. So I can go back to the video service here. And basically, let's go ahead and inject those options. Environment options, call them env. So environment options, environment. So that's great. Right now I have the API URL available here. And what I'm going to do is basically here, I will remove all of this. I will replace it with environment.api URL. So right now it's dynamic. Either we are online or either we are on the development machine or we are on the server in the production mode. So that's great. Right now, the function that we want to develop is basically get all videos. But before we proceed with this one, we need to implement AutoMapper to basically map any video object, this one that we have in the models, domain models. Here you have this video object, and transfer it into, let's say, basically a video detail object. So, and to implement that, we have to install and implement the AutoMapper. So I'm going to install the AutoMapper in infrastructure, in the model, sorry, services and server. So I will right click on the .NET Labs, the solution, and I will type managing Git packages. Where is it? Okay, great. And here we will search for the library AutoMapper dot extensions Microsoft dot dependency injection. This is the one that I'm going to install, and I will install this for the server models and the server services, sorry. And then I click install. Okay. Okay, cool. So after I've installed AutoMapper, right now I have to go and create a profile for basically, here we have the mappers, and I have set the extension methods here for mapping the playlist. And for the AutoMapper, I'm going to set the profiles here. I will create a new folder just to keep them separated. I'll create a new folder called profiles. And within this profile, I am going to add a new class, and I will call it video profile. So basically, this video profile will map a video object into a video detail object. So first you need to inherit from profile using AutoMapper. That's great. Now, like that. So we can type create map between video and video detail. Okay, so for now, I'm not going to use any functions. Let's first discover the video, and I'll go to this one. Great. So I have the ID. I need to map the ID, the title, the description, video URL, and the thumb URL. I need the number of views, the number of likes, the publishing date, category, and the privacy. And also, I need to get the tags as a list of string. This is what I need to map. So all of those properties are going to be the same if I go back to the video profile and then I go to video detail, as you can see, we have the title, description, video URL. All of those are just exactly the same. But what we have is tags. We need just to tell the AutoMapper how to basically convert the list of tags into just a list of string when making it just like that. So, and to do that, I'm going to use dot for member function available here. So the destination object, which is basically the video detail, dot tags. And right now here, I have, I think I can implement this just like that, the video for mapping dot map from, yeah, exactly. And this one takes a video. Okay, dot tags, dot select. Of course, I'm going to use this question mark in case of tags is null or there is no tags. No, just in case it's null, then select p dot name dot to list. Okay. So if you have a look at this, basically this one can translate. If you see here, the destination is going to be the tags value of the destination will be mapped from, this is the video object. And we see an error here that basically an expression tree lambda may not contain a null okay. Yeah, we can remove this because anyway it's going to be populated with null value, not null, sorry, by default value. So if there is no tags, it's going to be just the count is going to be 0, but there's going to be an object. So in this case, we are going to go through the tags of each video and map them into, we're going to select the name property, then transfer it to a list. And in this case, we will have the video will be translated to video detail. But there is something very important, another thing we need to talk about, which is the issue that we have faced here. When you want to return the thumb URL basically back to the client, the value stored in the database is just the name of the folder slash the name of the file. So we need to concatenate it with this one. So what we have to do is to inject this object also here within the video profile. So let's do that. Now private read only. Okay, let's copy it. This. Need to add reference to the infrastructure project. Okay. Yeah, this is a bug in Visual Studio, so let's go and add it automatically. Add project reference, and I'm gonna choose infrastructure. Yeah, okay. Use at the situated namespace. That's great. Environment options, environment. So just like this. So we have another property for member, destination object, destination.thumb URL, app.map from, video.thumb URL, but it's going to be just like this. m.api URL slash just like that. Okay, great. So right now, this one will be injected here. But how we are going to inject this by default? Right now, we have to go to the startup.cs. I'm going to go to the server, to the startup.cs. And so here, to register the mapper and the profile of that video to the video detail, we couldn't say directly services.add AutoMapper. So sorry for that. Okay, if we use this, the profile or the environment variable, the environment options couldn't be injected within the video profile. So what we have to do is basically go through this process manually. So what I'm gonna do is say add singleton, then the provider of the services, and we are going to add new mapper configuration. This one, we are going to add the video profile manually to this one. So I will type config dot add profile. Okay, the profile called video profile. Or yeah, sorry, we can remove this and we can say video profile, and we need to pass the profile object here. So the profile object is the video profile, but as you can see, it takes environment options as a parameter. So we can retrieve those environment options from the provider here. So I'm going to type provider get service the environment options like this. Can close that. At the end here, we can call the create mapper. So in this case, AutoMapper will be registered in the dependency injection container, and it's going to add the video profile, and it's going to serve this value to that video profile. So there is no need after we bring the videos to make for each in the video service and concatenate the API URL into the thumb URL value. So right now this is more efficient and a little bit advanced of how to implement dependency injection within also the video profile. But if you have no video profile here, or sorry, no dependency injection, all you have to do is just basically services dot add AutoMapper, just like this. And here you have to pass the assembly that contains the environment options. So what you can do here is basically like as type of video profile or any type existing in the models assembly. So it can detect that the profiles are existing in the models assembly. So it is that simple. I'm going to comment this. So right now we have the AutoMapper available here. All you have to do is to go to the video service, this one, and let's add or inject iMapper. Okay, iMapper. Just like this. So right now we have AutoMapper available for us. So when we get the videos, we can pretty simply call it for the videos coming from the database to convert them into a video detail by using the map function. So if you have any question for what we have implemented at the moment, please, you can post that in the comments section so we can respond for this before we proceed with the rest of this function. So if you have any about AutoMapper and what we have done, the dependency injection, the creation of the profile, the map of the properties, and all this stuff. So, okay, great. Right now, what we can do is basically, we can go ahead and implement the get all videos function. So to do that, I will go to the iPlaylist service, which is basically because we have already implemented something very similar. So I'll open up this one and go to iPlaylist service. And then we have, let's close this create. And yeah, we are going to, we can use the same one here. Let's copy that. because it's already implementing paging and all this stuff. And I'm going to go to the app service, but it will take get all videos, integer page number, integer page size, and there is going to be another very important property, which is basically the string query. If you want to search for a specific videos, we are not going to retrieve all the videos at once. Maybe you can search by this query. So here, let's put this one as well, query, just like that. So that's great. And now let me copy this. Okay, great. So instead of playlists, I'm going to videos, and here we have those videos count. Okay. This one is video detail, videos in page. We have videos retrieved successfully. So this is basically the general logic of this one. We have explained and talked about this in details when we were working on retrieving all the playlists from the database. So you can, I think, go back to the part 4 to check all what we have done here. And then if you haven't already, and then you can go back to this one. If there is any question, you can also post it here. So, but in that one, we have used this way of like .to playlist to create this object. But right now, we are going to use a different way of that, which is basically using the AutoMapper. So what I'm going to do is basically mapper dot map to video detail, and I will map the P object just like this. So right now here we have the videos in page. We have all that one. Right now there is one thing left we have to do, which is basically the search operation. So we have to implement this one like a little bit powerful. So to do that, but for now we are going to implement it basically, and then after we finish all the project, we can go ahead and make 1 or 2 sessions to make enhancement. Then we are going to make a powerful search, like gonna search word by word and gonna search in the tags and the categories. So it's going to be a little bit smart. But for now, we are just going to make it basic and to make sure that everything is working fine. So I'm going to use the where function. I'll type video dot title dot contains the query and string comparison dot ignore invariant culture ignore case. So if you are searching for video, the capital or small letter or any letter in the string, it's going to be fine. And you are going to search again also in or video description contains query string.comparison invariant culture ignore case. So this is basically a very, very basic search operation. We're going to see how we're going to implement like a little bit complicated one. So this is how we're going to implement get all videos. Let's go ahead and create the endpoint in the controllers and see if this one's going to work perfectly. So I'm going to go here, be get all, public, action result, all, and here we are going to take string query, integer page size, page number, sorry, and integer page size. So that's great, and we can go ahead to the playlists controller, make a little copy process, save some time. On this video service, get all videos, but have the query here still new. And the query by default is going to have this value in case the user doesn't pass anything. So it's not going to be null. Page number is going to be 1. Page size is going to be 10 by default. So we go back to the database and we open up the sorry, I think we are in another database or another server. Okay, databases. This one. Select videos. So look at that. We already have a video that we have uploaded in the previous session. So right now, because we have the endpoint and everything should work very fine, let's run this. And we have this one to get all the playlists. I'm going to duplicate. Okay, we have it at the end. And videos, get all, page number 1. And the query, we're not going to specify it right now because it's only one. We have only one video. And by default, it has no value. So we could ignore it, basically. Okay, great. So let's hit the send button and see what we'll have. Okay, we get an error, and let's see what we have. So cannot resolve scooped service .NET Labs from the root provider, and basically, okay, we already have added that. Okay, let me make this one as singleton. Environment options, and this one is the environment options in the infrastructure. Let's try that again. Okay, great. We have the APIs running. Let's give it another try. Okay, that's cool. So right now, it's just working fine. And as you have seen previously in the playlists, we have this set of records. And as you can see, AutoMapper is just working fine. It mapped all the objects, as you can see, from the ID to the title, to the description, video URL, temp file, views, likes, publishing date, category, privacy, and tags. So all just available very fine. So right now, I just have to check the tags of this video to make sure they are just working fine. Tags. Okay. Oh, but why the tags? Okay, this is the video ID. Let's check this one. Okay. There is something very important I have missed. Sorry for that. So what we have to do is basically, let's go to the repositories and iVideo repository or videos repository, let's say. Okay, so, okay, great. If you have a look at the get all here, basically it just says return db.videos. But if you go back to the .video, as you can see, the video contains the 3 navigation properties or properties that navigates to other objects like the playlist video, the comment, and the tags. So, and we haven't implemented lazy loading, which means when you retrieve the video, all those properties are coming back as empty, so there is no value for them. They are not going to that database and fetch the situated values for that. To do this, we have either two ways. We can implement the lazy loading. I'm going to show that for you. And another thing, which is faster for now, is just to use the dot include function, which means when you return the videos, return a specific properties with that. So we could implement this just like that. Dot include video dot tags. So this means when you are retrieving a video, retrieve also the tags that are situated for that video with that. So let's try to see that again. And meanwhile, we have a little question. Let's see. Why did the Scooped service refuse? Yes, basically it makes sense to refuse because if you go back to the startup.cs, when you are using this one, when the dependency injection container tries to initialize a new class or a new service that's already registered here, it checks for the constructor and it checks all the services that it requires, and then goes ahead and create this function. But because in this case we are doing that manually and this one is singleton, so this means this object is being created at the beginning of the when basically the project is going ahead and you make any request for the server. So that means when you create this project and maybe this one is not created yet, so this is why this one should also be created as well alongside this one. So when I made it singleton, both they are getting created at the same time and for the lifetime of the project. So this is why this one is just getting like this, which means basically because singleton, after it's being created, it's one instance that's being used across all your objects. Whenever you call it, it's the same instance being called. While this one is being used in this singleton object, but it's a scoop, so it's going to be destroyed while this object will stay alive. So it doesn't make sense. But right now, yeah, it's working, and it should be like this. So after we have used the dot include function, let's try to call the send again. And look at that. In the tags, we have Blazor, dotNET, and Microsoft. So this is just great. And for the paging, everything should work very fine. But we have another issue here. If you have a look at this, the thumb URL is basically null. So let me go back to the database and take a look at this. So this is the thumb URL. So if I go back to the mapper, what is the video profile? Okay, models, mappers, not mappers, profiles, video profile. Okay, so this one is just working great, but this one is not working great. So what we have to see is the environment. Okay, sorry for that. Like, look at this. I'm putting this private field existing here. I'm not using it. And I'm not assigning any value for that. And I'm using it here. So it makes sense because this one is null. So it's ignored this value. So what I have to do is use this one. And right now, I'm going to run the project again. And let's see. So great. Let's make another call. Send. Okay, that's great. So if you have a look right now at the thumb URL, it's just working very fine. Our environment option is working great, and the mapper is just working great. Let me copy this. I'll go to this one, open a new tab, enter, and we can see this value existing here. So that's great and amazing. So for now, everything is just working great for retrieving all the functions, the AutoMapper, the create, the retrieving goal. Now let me create another video, but I'm gonna change a little bit the parameters. So this means we can test the search function. So the video URL, let me go back to my YouTube channel. Okay, let's go great if I go to get another video. Okay, cool. Let me choose this one. Take this URL. I'm gonna paste it here. Same category, the publishing date, 8/2020, developing full apps. Think about Azure Cosmos DB. The title, basically, go ahead, copy that. Cool. So we will use the same image, but right now, let's set send. Okay, continue. So that's great. I'm gonna go to Git and call send again. And oh yes. Okay, great. I've got the second value over here. So that makes sense. Right now, let's try to the query parameter equals to Azure and page number equals 1 and page size equals 5. So if I click next, I should get only one result, which is basically the Azure Cosmos DB, because as you can see, Azure Cosmos DB record, this one, the only one contains Azure, and the previous one or the first video doesn't contain this. So everything just working fine. We will see later on how we will implement like somehow a complicated search that's gonna search word by word and gonna search within the tags. So it's going to give a magnificent search results. Right now, because we have implemented all of this, let's move ahead and implement edit and remove. So everything's going to be implemented from the video's perspective. So let's go ahead and start by editing a video, because remove is very easy, so we can do it at the end. So this is update. I'm going to remove that. I will add async here. It will be exactly the same for the playlists. So this is update. Let me copy that. And there is just a one major change. This is what we'll implement and talk about. Do this, Ctrl-H to replace. I will replace every playlist word, a list with video. Okay, and I will replace playlists with video capital. Okay, I like this way of programming. Okay, that's cool. So now we have the title, and the description. But what we have to do is to complete the property that we have, like the privacy equals the model dot privacy. We have the video dot category equals model dot category. Video dot a publishing date equals model dot publishing date. Video dot talk about tags. Tags, we are going to take it from the create. So where is tags? Yeah, basically this is it. The same. So video dot tags is equals to this one, like that. And what we need to do is basically every time we update a video, so either we send the same tags, so we should remove the previous tags and add them like every time. So we have to, in the videos repository here, I'm gonna add a new function. It will be called like void remove tags video, sorry. db.tags that remove range video. So in this case, after we do that, save. So here we call it before anything unit of work dot videos dot remove tags this video, and here we give it a new value. So because, for example, we have, as you have seen in the examples, we have .NET. Let's open that. So here we have .NET, Blazor, and Microsoft. So in the update, if you send only .NET and Blazor, this one should be removed. So instead of making comparison, which one exists, which one is not exists, and just remove the one, because the tags is not that big, so it's not going to affect the performance, the best solution for this case is just go ahead, remove the tags, clean them, and then just fill them again from scratch. So this is what we are doing here. And let's check for the last time what other properties we have. For the likes, we are not going to update likes in this way, or even views. There's going to be a specific function to do this. So basically, those are the ones that will be updated. But we have another important thing, which is basically the image. What's going to happen for the image? When you are creating a video, that basically the thumb image of the video is required. So the user has to upload an image. But when you are editing the video, you have two scenarios. Either the user doesn't upload a new thumb image, which means like I want to keep the original thumb that I have already uploaded when I created the video, or he uploads a new one. And in this case, what he wants to do is to remove the old one and replace it with the new one. So to do this, let's check here for the image. So check the thumb image. I'll have a variable called thumb URL again. And by default, it's going to equal to the video thumb URL, the one that's already exists. And here we will check if model dot thumb file is equals to null. And in this case, I don't want to edit. But if it's not null, the changes are going to happen here in this case. So what we have to do, first, I'm going to put it in a try catch bad image format exception. So I will bring the return from this one, upload a valid image. And what I have to do is basically remove the previous image. So first, I will save the new image. So in case there is any issue, it's going to be thrown an exception, returns an error. But if the new image is saved successfully, what I'm going to do then, okay, remove the old one. So I will type temp URL equal the wait storage dot save file async, and basically it is the model dot temp file, and the folder name is okay, it's uploads. It will try to save the image. If it failed, so then it's going to return this error. If not, it will proceed to another line, and the other line should basically remove that image, the old one. So we will call the remove file, and that file will be the video dot temp URL. And this one, if nothing changed and the user doesn't upload any pictures, so okay, it's going to be the same. But if he uploads a new one, it's going to take a new value, and it will remove the one that's existing in the video right now. And here, what we do basically, video.temp URL, we put the one in the new variable. Either it's the same as I've said, or it's the new picture being uploaded after we remove the old one, and commit changes async. So it's just a little bit tricky if you are not familiar with this concept, but at the end, it's just like something not that complicated. So the last thing that we need to do is, as usual, we basically retrieve the model, as you know. So what we have to set is to retrieve the new full URL, like environment.api URL / new temp URL that we have it available. then we were retrieving that. So let's go to the controllers and playlist controller to make this copy process. And here, save that video detail. This time it's from forum as well because there is a file. Video service dot update async. I'm basically just enjoying this when I see this symbol or few number of lines, and then they are very easy to copy and paste. So basically, after you create the core and you have spent some time only for time, and right now, as you can see, the work is just pretty easy and straightforward. So I will go ahead. I will duplicate this one that creates a video. I will change it to make it put. And for the body, what I have to provide right now, of course, it is the ID. The ID should exist here for the video that I want to update. So let me go for get. I'll copy this ID. Paste it here. So we have the ID. And what I want to upload is .NET. I'm going to change this one with Azure. And I will add a set of tags. Cosmos DB. Okay, this is, I removed the tag and I've added a new one. And I'm not going to upload any image, so I will remove it. I want to keep the old image. This is basically the point. And talking about Azure Cosmos DB and querying the database, for example. So there is a set of edits. I will put a breakpoint in the, what is the video service? Okay, cool. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. So let's go ahead, update, let's hit send. Okay, great, we have received the breakpoint. If we open up modal, so you can see we have the new values over here. We have the temp file null. So let's go ahead. Okay, great, it found the video. Now it will check, so you can understand this. So it had the old picture exists, and we'll check, is there any picture here? No, it's null. So this means don't do anything. Keep the old one. And for this one, okay. And here as well, we need to implement something. So I made an error. Let's fix that. If we go to the video repository again, videos repository, in the find async, again, here you have to call the dot include. So you have the list of, okay, so we can use single or default async. ID equals the past ID. So we have the list of tags because they are important. We need to bring them when we bring the video. Okay. Great, let's hit send again. Great. Okay, remove the tags. As you can see, the tags are existing right now. So it removed all the tags, set the new title, set the new description. So the description contains the new value, privacy category, publishing date, the temp URL, basically the same. I haven't uploaded any picture. And we'll set the new tags. Then just commit the change that we have done and just retrieve that. So if we go back to this one, okay, it's got updated. And as you can see, we have changed this one. You see it was .NET, it became Azure, and we have added the new one. It became Cosmos DB the title or the description has a new value, and the picture is still the same. So this is just great. The only thing that we need to make sure it's working fine, let's go back to the body, and I will forget about this one. Let's go to the temp URL, and I should upload a new picture. So let's go ahead and bring another picture. So I'll type YouTube temp images. Okay, what is that? Okay, so let's try to test this one, for example. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and choose a temp file. I will take the new image, and let's put a breakpoint just here. And let's forget about this one. And I will click send. So the only thing that's going to be changed is the temp file. Right now, here we have a file. So it will try right now to upload the new file. Just a normal process. But again, it will go to the old one and try to delete that file, which is okay. The file has been deleted. And if we continue, that's great. Let's take the new URL that we get for the image. It is this one. So look at that. The image has been updated while the previous one has been removed. If we open the server, www.root upload, there is only 2 images while the third one has been removed. So this is update. It was interesting and simple as well. If you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to put them right now. And just before we leave, let's implement the remove very quick. It's pretty easy. Let's just copy this as well. This we are doing because videos and playlists are very similar. So I'll put that async. Again, change this. Okay, let's make some replacement. It's better. Okay, playlist with video and small playlist with a small video. Like that. So this is great. But another thing we have basically to do is to remove the tags as well. Unit of work, .videos, .remove tags, this video. And another thing that we need to do is to remove the image. So we have to say storage, .remove file, video.temp URL. So we remove it and we remove that situated file. And here, operation response video detail, we can use the mapper to retrieve the deleted object, to create map, or sorry, .map video detail, and the object is the video. So this is remove. It's pretty easy. We bring the video, we check if it's null, then we remove the tags, we remove the video, and later on, let's add this here to do remove the comments and the playlists assignments. And remove the video, the file, and then just commit that, save in the database. So it's pretty simple. And let's check the endpoint, copy the delete here, go to this videos, call it video service, exactly the same code, just change the name. That was just taking a few seconds, and we can go ahead. Oh, wow, we have a lot of tags. So we can say videos, go to this put. So I will remove the new file I've uploaded or the new video I've uploaded. Let me copy this. And I'll put it here. So remove the videos, ID delete. I will put a breakpoint here just to follow the process again. Okay, great. We have had the breakpoint. So it's going ahead bringing the video. The video is not null, great. So go ahead, remove the tags and remove the video from the database. That's cool. And go ahead, remove the thumb. Then just save that to the database and retrieve the success response. So how easy is that? If we go ahead and right now, if we go to Git, remove the query Azure, send, we should get only one video, and the same in the database. So that was somehow pretty interesting for me. I hope like you enjoyed it as well, as much as me. So we have seen some cool concepts of user profile, AutoMapper, dependency injection, user profile, dealing with the files in the edit, create, update, paging. We have already seen that in the playlists. But almost the core part of the project, like we can say that the database is 90% done. Sorry, not the database, the API. The few functions that I have left is like assign a video for a playlist or remove it from a playlist, increase, make a like or like the video, or then another thing that you have to do to add is to increase the number of the views, or let's say get video by ID. We have comments, and basically that's it. And as I've said before, you can go ahead and proceed with the comment. You can fork the project from my GitHub repository and start working on the comments, see how the comments, see how you can implement that. And I will like associate a little time, assign a little time for me to check what you have done. So maybe you can practice this on your own until we implement the comments. So in the next video, we are going to start with this. With the comments, it's going to be pretty easy somehow, just a copy paste from playlists. So it's going to be very quick, and there is no pagination or something like that. And we will implement the function of assigning a video to a playlist, remove it from a playlist, and like a video, get a video by ID, which is important. Like get the video, get the associated comments, and increase the views by 1. And in this case, the API is 100% ready. We can deploy it and start the series of Blazor apps, starting working with the client side. And that one is going to be very interesting as well. So thank you so much for joining. And if you have any questions for anything that we have implemented that's not clear, or you want to inquire about something, you can basically feel free to put it in the comments before we end this session. No question, guys? And meanwhile, I'm gonna push all the changes to the GitHub repository. So push. All we have implemented in this session right now is available on the GitHub repository, so feel free to fork that and work on your own if you like. And as I've said, as a reminder, if you would like to starting with the comments, I can help you with that before we make the live session about the comments, which is going to be So sorry for that disruption. So as I've said, if you would like to implement the comments, you can go ahead, fork the changes from the GitHub and get started with that. And I will allocate some time to have a look at this. So thank you so much for watching, and wish you a good evening or a good day if you're still in the morning in your time. So thanks, and see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.